Shalom, first and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shatia from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And what you're seeing right here, this is on the YouTube channel of the Epic Economist. They always have magnificent videos, very, very great content. But I wanted to just pause it on this one screen, one part of the video. As you can see, that relates to the title. It says, "People skipping meals as food prices triple. Prepare yourself for planned starvation." All right. And in this part of the film, which is about almost 5 minutes into it, it says the study found that nearly half of Americans, or 45%, are skipping meals as a result of inflated, unaffordable prices. So basically, you got half of Americans skipping a meal. This is huge. This is super huge. So basically, you have a situation where most likely half of Americans are only eating one meal a day. And I'm sure because it's they have to focus on other things as far as rent, mortgage, without even talking about car insurance, just even putting gas in your car. Okay? Health insurance, all these other things that, as adults, you have to deal with life. All right. And because things are getting so high, now you making life or death choices. Do I skip down to one meal and keep a roof over my head, or do I just skip the roof over my head and just make sure I eat? These are the decisions that people are making. And it lets you know that the days of plenty are gone. Okay, it's funny that the land that was full of merchandise, a land of plenty, the land of greed and corruption is now starving. It's becoming famished. Almost a very fitting end for Babylon the snake. Where to go to Isaiah 24 and 24:4. Actually, I'm gonna start at 3. Isaiah 24:3. It says, "The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled." And that's what you have happening right now. The land of America is being emptied of all its resources. It's being emptied of its gold. It's being emptied of its silver. It's being emptied of its agricultural goods. It's being emptied of jobs. It's being emptied of money. It's being emptied of morale. It's being emptied of everything. Okay? As we read next, and utterly spoiled. This country is now a prey and a spoil to all the other nations. Okay? One country owns the expressways. Another country owns the majority of the real estate. I mean, this whole place, this thing called America, is pretty much up for grabs. And it says, "For Yahweh have spoken this word." It says, "The earth mourneth and fadeth away." All right. The how do you say, the joy and the joy that people used to have in this world, it's going away. All right. The people in this world are mourning. Why? Because the wicked are in authority, according to the book of Proverbs. Okay. It says, "The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish." And why are they languishing? Because, as I mentioned earlier, they have to make life decisions. Why do we call it life? Critical life decisions. That's what I want to say. Critical life decisions. Either skip a meal and be able to pay rent, or have a full stomach with no roof over your head, or have a full stomach with no car because you got to have car insurance. People are out here wondering, like, damn, this is really bad if I'm out here making critical life decisions about whether to eat or keep a roof over my head. It says, "The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof." Okay, this earth is defiled because it's under the rulership of the wicked, okay, who is bad Uncle Esau. And he does everything contrary to the Bible. And one of the things that he's doing that's utterly wicked is this man made scarcity of everything, as I mentioned earlier, of all resources here in America. Produce isn't what it used to be. Beef is not what it used to be. And then you got the nerve to charge people 20, 30, 40 some percent more for the price of some goods that doesn't even have the quality that it used to have a couple of years ago. It says the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. This whole place is just going to hell in the handbasket. And when you go to Isaiah 32, okay, it goes into even more detail about all this madness. Because when you watch the rest of this video, this one woman gives a testimony about how she's making critical life choices and that she's going down to eating one meal a day. And it says, start at verse 9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease." All right, you women that can eat multiple times a day. All right. And this also goes out to you men too. All right. Because if half the United States is going down to one meal a day, it's not just all women. Okay. It says, "Hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled." Yeah. We coming into some harsh times, as I mentioned in another video, that that key phrase is coming back around: the dark winter, dark winter. Get prepared. Dark winter. Water's drying up. Dark winter. Supply chain shortage is happening. Dark winter. Inflation still going up. Dark winter. All these things are going to continue. As they say on the media, this thing that they told you that was going to be transitory, okay, this thing, the harsh times, the harsh situations, no, this thing is here to stay. It says, many days a year shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, and you men too. It says, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. All the things that you all used to enjoy about America, the land of plenty, it's now coming to an end. It says, tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip ye and make ye bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. It says, they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Okay, folks are hurting out here. And see, if you're already moving, think about it, if all these people are going to one meal a day while things are still pretty, for lack of a better phrase, good, imagine what's going to happen when things really get bad. This is why you are going to need the Lord in these latter times, because it's going to be impossible for you to make it through a situation where everybody's going to be fighting for the same thing. And there's no amount of intelligence, no amount of physical strength, no amount of guns and bullets and knives or prepping that you can do to possibly beat everybody and outlast everybody who's fighting for the same thing. I'll say this, and I'll bring this sit down to a close. I remember when I first came into the truth, the Elder Malcolm at our camp, and he even still says it to this day. He tells brothers in the camp, learn how to fast, learn how to go without meat. He says that quite a bit, even until this day. And I've known that this mighty brother for years, and he's been saying it for all those years that I've known him. Brothers, discipline yourself to where if you need to, you can survive on one meal a day. Discipline yourself to where when the time comes, you can live without meat if you truly need to. And see, the reason why a lot of Americans are hurting is because they're used to being in a situation where even though they had access to plenty, they never disciplined themselves. They never disciplined themselves in the time of abundance. So if they don't know how to discipline themselves in a time of abundance, how much more in scarcity? It's something to think about. So with that being said, I hope you all were edified. Until the next time, we're going to say shalom.